All right, now we're here at Palm Springs Stadium. Griffin Epstein, Adam Oppenheim. We got our audio issues resolved. You haven't missed too much. Runner at first, top of the first. Second batter of the ball game for the Rush is at the plate. The Lumberjacks and the Rush playing in game number 2 today. Here in day 3 of the PSCL, Colin McCormick was hit by a pitch against Sal Fergoso on the back. And Alec Batista, the catcher, is now the batter for the Rush. Fergoso is at the belt, nods, kicks, and fires. Fastball well outside. That is ball 4. So Batista is aboard at first, and 2 free passes offered by Fergoso have started things out well at the plate for the Rush. McCormick at second, and Batista at first. The Rush under the direction of Zach Novis. Lumberjacks under the direction of Sam DiMatteo, who's also the head coach at Columns of the Desert here in the Coachella Valley. The first pitch to Nathan Cunningham sails high. 1-0 to the big lumbering righty second baseman. It's McCormick at second, Batista at first. Top half of the first on a sweltering summer day here in the Coachella Valley. The 1-0. Fastball misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. It is the hottest day of the year so far here in Palm Springs. It is 106 degrees at first pitch, and it will be 110 degrees in a few hours. First time we're hitting 110 or higher this season as the 2-0 catches the outside corner for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to Nathan Cunningham. The Rush are in baby blue tops today, white numerals on the front, or white lettering on the front, I should say, white numerals on the back, white pants. McCormick is wearing a black helmet. Here comes the 2-1. It's at the knees for a strike. Or call that strike 3, in fact. At the knees for strike 3, and Cunningham is down on strikes looking 1 away. McCormick at second, Batista at first, and that'll bring up the first lefty batter of the day to face Fergoso. It's Christian Angulo. Lefty batting right fielder. Fergoso peeks back at second, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. The fastball starting to heat up for Fergoso. 2-1. There's 1 out in the top of the first, and we're scoreless. Fergoso, beige-brown glove at the black belt, sets and fires. It's popped up off the end of the bat. Down the left field line, racing over is the Jacks' third baseman Areola, but it will get out of play and into the seats. The Lumberjacks are in green tops today, white numerals on the back. Jacks written in yellow across the chest. White pants in the PSCL gray hat with an orange brim. Sweltering temperatures of 106 degrees at the moment. So here's the pitch home. Swing and a miss. Fastball up. And down on strikes is Angulo. This is a very good bounce back by Fergoso, who hit McCormick to start his outing. Walked Batista. Struck out Cunningham looking and strikes out Angulo swinging. He can work his way out of this top half of the first without any damage as he faces Nehemiah House with 2 outs. House is also pitching today for the Rush, excuse me. As the first pitch sails high, 1-0 to House. Not much wind to report, just 3 miles per hour. Pitch home sails high. 2 balls and no strikes. Fergoso takes off the hat, wipes off some beads of sweat on his forehead, and puts it back on. Continues to dry off his throwing hand on his pants. He is certainly going to play a factor here in the second game. The final game of day 3 here in the PSCL. The 2-0 is fouled straight back, just missed by House. McCormick is at second, Batista at first. 2 outs, top half of the first. Is the Jacks and the Rush doing battle. This is a good matchup between 2 teams that have had some early success here in the PSCL. The pitch home, swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A breaking ball by Fergoso at 72 on the lower third.
After the first 2 reach, Fergoso now looking to get out of the inning, not giving up any damage here in the first.
He peeks back at second and comes home. Fastball outside, and it's a full count. 3-pitch mix for Fergoso. Fastball, curveball, and changeup for the righty. House waggling the bat over his shoulder as he waits the payoff pitch. A kick and a throw. Fastball high, ball 4. House works a walk, and the bases are loaded in the top of the first for the Rush as it brings Caden Dawson, the first baseman, to the plate. And it brings out the catcher, Cameron DeJournay, to have a word with Fregoso. The Lumberjacks won on opening day, a come-from-behind victory over the A's. Won again yesterday. They're 2-0 on the season, and pitching's been excellent. They've allowed just 4 runs through the first 2 games. The Rush also 2-0, and they've allowed just 6 runs for the first 2 games. So this is a meeting of 2 very good staffs, and 2 of the 3 teams that entered today undefeated. First pitch misses inside to Caden Dawson, the lefty. Here comes the next pitch. It's a broken bat grounder, softly hit down the first base line. There's the first baseman, Swant. He steps on the bag, and the side is retired. 2 walks, a hit by pitch. It got iffy for Fregoso in the first, but he strands all 3 runners for a scoreless top half of the first inning. No score, just underway. Russian Jacks on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
Desert Air started right here in the Coachella Valley in 1954, and we've been welcoming customers to our family ever since. With nearly 70 years of proven trust, dependability, and experience, we've got the AC and heating expertise to help you all year round. Plus, our factory-trained technicians provide well-informed maintenance, repairs, and installation, so you get our industry-best products with industry-best service. Contact our family at Desert Air. We'll make sure you live comfortably, always.
Like a family setting, you know, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
How do you define adventure? Riding the world's largest rotating tram car? Taking in SoCal's awe-inspiring views? Exploring over 50 miles of pristine wilderness? Enjoying casual or fine dining at 8,500 feet? Discovering our history? Experiencing our scenic trails? Getting that perfect souvenir? Whatever your adventure, you'll find it at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Adventure at its peak. Begin your adventure at pstramway.com.
Bottom of the first from Palm Springs Stadium. No score between the Rush and the Jacks. Final game of the PSCL today. Griffin Epstein and Oppenheim here on the PSCL Broadcast Network. Nehemiah House, lanky righty, is on the bump for the Rush. Let's meet the starting lineup for the Jacks. He'll face Binion Gebhardt leads off and is the designated hitter. Nick Eli bats second and plays shortstop. Johnny Allen bats third and plays center field. Eric Ariola is in the cleanup spot today and playing third base. Cameron DeJournay bats fifth and catches. Drew Perry bats sixth and plays left field. Jake Swant is in the 7th spot and playing first base. Anthony Thomas batting 8th is the extra hitter today. Noah Guerdiera is batting 9th and playing second base. And in this 10-man lineup, so they do it here in the PSCL, 10 batters, Cameron Tarling rounds out the lineup and plays right field for the Lumberjacks. House is ready on the bump here in the bottom half of the first. Out of Laney College, that's in Oakland, good community college program. House an imposing force on the mound, 6'3", 205. Ready to face the righty Binion Gebhardt, the DH. First pitch home is a fastball missing low at 81 miles per hour. And House's day is underway in the sweltering temperatures, 106 degrees outside. The 1-0 is fouled straight back right over our heads, Adam. I was ready for that one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Alec Batista is behind the plate today for the Chill. Here's the pitch home. It's a flare hit just over the shortstop's head, McCormick, and into shallow left center. It's a leadoff base hit for Binion Gebhardt. Well, if McCormick was maybe an inch taller, he might have gotten there, but just sailed over his glove. A little bloop flare, and Gebhardt is aboard with a leadoff single. I'll bring up Nick Eli, the talented ready batting shortstop. Ready on ready matchup. Gebhardt with some good speed at first. He'll take a 3-stride lead there. Middle infielders are in as a lobbed pickup throw. Goes back to first base, and Gebhardt is back to the back. Here's the first pitch to Eli. It's a fastball sailing high at 80 on the gun. The Rush loaded the bases in the first inning on a pair of walks and a hit by pitch, but were able to Sal Fregoso, the starter for the Jacks, escape without any damage as Eli takes a strike, 1-1. The 1-1 home is chopped to the left side and foul. A nice play by one of the Jacks reserves to walk out with a glove and receive it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's hot. Not much wind, not a cloud in the sky. Seeing a Southwest plane take off from Palm Springs International Airport. That's about a mile away behind the center field fence. Nothing but sunshine for the last month here in Palm Springs, and that'll certainly hold true. The 1-2 chopped up the middle. Only one play for the shortstop McCormick. He tosses to first, and there's one away. Gebhardt got a good jump, and with how softly that ball was hit, just 57 miles per hour off the bat, no chance at a double play. So the 6-3 ground out, one away. Gebhardt advances to second, and it brings up Johnny Allen, the center fielder. First lefty batter for the righty house to face. Black glove sets at the belt, peeks back at second, and fires. A breaking ball misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. 2 undefeated squads facing off today. Someone will move to 3-0 in the PSCL. First pitch home is roped hard into left field. 1 hops in front of the right fielder, Angelo. A good throw in on 1 hop. And smart call by Sam DiMatteo over at third to hold Gebhardt there. Ball was hit hard enough that Angelo read it well. That was a beautiful throw home. Bautista probably would have had Gebhardt out by a mile, but instead Gebhardt stays at third, and it's a base hit for Alley. So runners on the corners, and it brings up the third baseman Eric Ariola for a ready-on-ready matchup. Scoreless, bottom of the first. 1 out, and runners on the corners. First pitch home is a looping changeup at just 60 miles per hour, in for a strike. House out of the stretch, and it sails low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Seen a slider, curveball, and a fastball so far from the lanky House. Pitch comes in. That's well low in the dirt, and a good stop by Bautista. That bounced in front of home plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1, fastball outside, 3 balls and 1 strike to Eric Ariola. Two of the more experienced teams in the PSCL. A lot of people say 2 of the more talented teams in the league facing off today here in the afternoon game. 3-1 is popped up high into the sky and left. Dalton going back, still on his horse, reaches up and makes the catch a step from the warning track. Gebhardt will tag easily without a throw, and the Jacks strike first in this matchup of 2 talented squads. Eric Ariola drives in a run on a sac fly to left.
Really good job by Ariola. Not trying to do too much with it, even though he hit it to the warning track in left field. Smart play to get the first run across.
That ball kept on carrying out to left, and Dalton made a nice catch, head high. So 2 outs, runner goes, ball skips away from Bautista back to the backstop, and Alley will just keep on running to third, throw down to third. Is well laid as Alley slides in safely. A stolen base, and then a pass ball by Bautista, the catcher, and Alley's at third with 2 outs. 1-0 lead for the Jacks. Bautista behind the plate. Caden Dawson's at first. Nathan Cunningham at second. Colin McCormick at short. Santiago Duarte is the third baseman. Will Dalton in left. Hunter Anderson in center. Christian Angelo in right. A looping curveball misses outside to Cameron DeJournay, the catcher today for the Jacks. 2 balls and no strikes to the righty. Turn, kick, and a throw. Fastball on the inside corner for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to DeJournay. Gebhardt led off the game with a single. Alley had a base hit, and Eric Ariola with the sacrifice fly for the first run of this afternoon. The 2-1 is on the inside corner for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Looping, breaking ball, strike 3 called. Freezes DeJournay. That's a pretty pitch from House to top off the inning, but it's the Lumberjacks who strike first in this matchup of star PSCL teams. 1-0 after 1 on the PSCL Broadcast Network. Uh-oh.
Two locations with something for everyone. Stuffed Pizza Bar and Grill.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
Top half of the second for Palm Springs Stadium. The Oregon Lumberjacks have taken a 1-0 lead over the Rush. Drew Perry, or check that, Alan Cerna, the extra hitter for the Rush, will lead things off against the righty Sal Ferguso for the Lumberjacks. First pitch home, misses inside and rolls all the way back to the backstop. Wasn't the best command for Ferguso in the first inning, but hey, he didn't give up any runs in the end. Hit a batter, walked 2, but got a meat ground out to Caden Dawson to get out of the jam at the end of the top of the half of the first. Ferguso sidesteps, turns, hesitates, and throws. Fouled straight back off the end of the bat of Alan Cerna. It's a really experienced Lumberjack squad under the direction of Sam DiMatteo. His infield is certainly the highlight of his squad. Really, really talented. It's hard to find an infield more talented in the PSCL in terms of experience. Ground ball, left side. There is one of the infielders, Nick Eli, to pick it up, throw to first. 1 away. And I'll bring up Santiago Duarte, the third baseman, with 1 out in the top of the second. 1-0 Lumberjacks. That infield, Eric Ariola at third, Nick Eli at short, Noah Gutierrez at second, and Jake Swant at first was the infield that Sam DiMatteo had with the College of the Desert this past season. Many of those players are going on to now 4-year universities as Duarte fouls 1 away right side. But a lot of experience from a winning College of the Desert team, and a lot of these guys were on the Jacks last year with Sam as well. There's a lot of experience on especially the batter side of things. As Duarte sprays one foul again, right side, 0-2. Outfield is Drew Perry in left, Johnny Allen in center, Cameron Tarling in right. Cameron DeJournay is the catcher. Here's the 0-2. Grounded up the middle in front of the mound, slowly trickling by the second base bag, and finally picked up by Gutierrez in shallow center. Nothing you can do but watch Duarte sprint to first safely for an infield single. Softly hit, but to the right place, and Fregoso had no shot at it as it bounced in front of the mound. And by the time Gutierrez got there, his heels were on the edge of the grass here at Palm Springs Stadium. So it's Duarte at first, one away, and Will Dalton, the left fielder, will dig in. The lefty batter who's wearing a red helmet to complement the red top of his bat. First pitch fastball reaches the top corner of the zone and is called a strike, 1-0. Runner at first, one out, top second, 1-0. Jacks over the Rush. The 1-0 on the outside corner for a strike. That's no balls and 2 strikes. A hot day. Couple fans have made their way here to Palm Springs Stadium. They are under umbrellas and certainly enjoying the misting system that's going on here at the desert. Much needed on a hot day like today. The 0-2, fastball inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sometimes the wind helps things out here in the valley with the heat, but not today. The palm trees surrounding this stadium are as still as can be. The 1-2 sails high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Duarte at first, 1 out, top second. 1-0 Jacks. Fregoso steps off, fires back to first, and Duarte dives back in safely ahead of the throw. Duarte the single, the first of the day for the Chill, after Fregoso gave off 3 free passes in the first inning. As the 2-2 sails high, look like Fregoso might have lost his footing a little bit back on the bump. And now we await a payoff pitch to Dalton. Goes back to the rosin bag for a second behind the plate. Wipes off his hand with the top of the cap, spits, and now gets the ball ready behind his back. Takes a peek back at first, sets at the belt, and looks home, nods, and throws. Fouled down the left field line, and bouncing along the rows of seats way down the line in front of the tent where the concession stand sits here at Palm Springs Stadium. That'll be popping tonight, no doubt, as the Palm Springs Power take on the Inland Valley Legends at 7 o'clock. The sun will be down. The fans will be coming out after spending all day inside. It should be a delightful ball game. Here comes another payoff. It's inside and it hits Dalton off the elbow. Takes ball 4 the hard way. It's a hit by pitch. Already the second of the day for Fregoso. And there are 2 aboard with 1 out. And it brings up Hunter Anderson. And it also brings up Sam DiMatteo to have a conversation with Fregoso. Cameron DeJournay is out there as well to talk with DiMatteo. Sal Fregoso, Fresno native, Washington Union High School. Step back behind the mound as DiMatteo slowly strides back to the dugout. He's somehow wearing a hoodie today, or short sleeves on this hot day. He's used to it, a desert native. Now at top charge of the top baseball program in the Valley. As the first pitch comes home to Anderson, shows bunt, pulls it back. Ball 1. Duarte at second, Dalton at first. Anderson, the lefty center fielder, is the batter. 1-0, Jacks lead, but the Chill are threatening. Here comes the 1-0 home. The ball is low, 2 balls and no strikes to Anderson. Both teams 2-0 entering today, day 3 of the PSCL on this Friday afternoon. Fergoso peeks back at second and home. It's low again. 3 balls and no strikes to Anderson. No days off in the PSCL. These teams will play nearly every single day. After opening day, we had 5 games. Going forward, it will be 4 games a day until the last week of the season. 2 teams will have the day off and practice in the afternoon. So it's playing every 4 days off 1 day for these teams as the 3-0 catches the strike zone. Anderson showed bunt, pulled it back, tossed the bat towards the dugout, and was a few strides down the first base line, but called in back to the batter's box by our home plate umpire, Ben Santak. Carlos Hernandez is out in the field. So here's the 3-1 pitch. That's low, and this time it's ball 4. And Anderson can toss the bat and jog down to first base. The Rush have loaded the bases here on the top of the second. Straight inning, in fact, they've loaded the bases. Duarte singled to start the surge. Dalton was hit by a pitch, and now Anderson working a walk. And it's back to the top of the order and Colin McCormick. 1 out, bases juiced. We'll see what Fergoso can do here. First pitch swinging, lined into center. It's down for a base hit. 1 hopping in front of Alley. Everyone goes station to station as Duarte scores standing up, and we're knotted at 1 apiece here in the top of the seconds. Colin McCormick coming through with an RBI knock. And everyone moves up a base as it brings up Alec Batista. 2 hits in the inning, a walk and a hit by pitch have scratched across a run for the Rush. It's Dalton at second. Dalton at third now, Anderson at second, and McCormick at first. The righty batter Batista digs in. He walked back in the first. The first pitch home is grounded up the middle. Diving is the shortstop. Eli off his glove and into center field. 1 run will score. Here comes the throw from center, not in time. A 2-run single for Alec Batista, and the Rush have taken a 3-1 lead here in the second. Off the glove of the diving Nick Eli, who if he'd been able to corral it would have had the chance at a spectacular inning-ending double play. Instead, it's a 2 RBI base hits. Dalton in to score from third. Anderson hustled around, and the throw from Alley was late. McCormick at second now. Batista at first, and Nathan Cunningham is the batter. The first pitch home is fouled straight back. 3 runs across for the Rush to take a 3-1 lead here in the top half of the second. Fergoso worked out of a bases-loaded jam in the first, but he pays for his miscues here in the second as a fastball sails high. That's 2 balls and no strikes to Cunningham. Cunningham struck out looking back in the first. Fergoso peeks back at second, and the 2-0. Bounces low. Good stop by DeJournay to keep it in front of him, but Fergoso is searching for the strike zone now. He's already walked 3 batters and hit 2, and 3 singles here in the inning by the Rush have given them a 3-1 lead. Fergoso will step off and take a minute behind the mound to reset himself. And the Lumberjacks are going to get an arm starting to warm in the pen with Fergoso starting to wear down on the mound. Peeks back at second, and the 3-0 sails high. Check that. That's ball 3. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike to Nathan Cunningham. Oh, no, that is ball 4. I was right. No one else had the count right. I guess Cunningham thought it was ball 3. And finally, Ben Santak told him he could go take his base.
Ethan Gamolka here in the booth had ball 3.
I don't know. I think I had the count right. I was in the Math Olympics. I don't know about Ethan over here, but for a while I was a math superstar. I kind of tapered out after I got to Algebra 1, but for a while I was doing pretty good. As Christian Angelo fouls one down the first base line. We'll call it a walk to Cunningham. McCormick at third. Batista at second. Still only 1 out. 3 runs have come across for the Rush. The 0-1 misses inside to the lefty Angelo. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike to the right fielder. Griffin Epstein, Adam Oppenheim, our data analyst and our eyes and ears for the action, Ethan Gomolka to our right here in the press box. The 1-1 misses low, 2 balls and 1 strike. (3-1) Rush lead in the top of the second. The 2-1 home. Popped up off the end of the bat, shallow left. Drew Perry taking a few steps to his left under the baseball and makes the catch. Here comes the tag from the sprinting McCormick. It is late, bounces over the head of DeJournay, backed up by the pitcher Fregoso to avoid it going back to the backstop, but it's 4-1 Rush. A 4 spot here in the second inning. It was a good throw by Angelo. It looked like off the bat that McCormick would easily score. But a good throw, but it was unable to be corralled by DeJournay. And even if he did, I think it was still going to be safe for McCormick, but it would have been tight. RBI sac fly for Angelo. It brings up Nathaniel House, the righty. Takes a first pitch strike from Fregoso. 2 outs. Bautista and Cunningham both tagged on the throw, so Bautista to third, Cunningham to second. 2 outs, 4 across for the Rush. The 0-1 misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Zach Novis, the manager for the Rush, coaching over at third. 1-1, swing and a miss. House waves by a fastball up in the zone, 1-2. Novis clapping his hands there down the third base line, wearing a baby blue long sleeve shirt to match the Rush's baby blue jerseys. The 1-2 sails high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Zach Novis is the head coach of the California post-grad program that's played here in Palm Springs. One of the elite post-grad programs in the country for recently graduated high school players, kind of taking that gap year and looking to get signed by a program. The 2-2 sails outside. And it's a full count to House. In fact, a couple players on the Rush are post-grad alums going on to 4-year universities. Over 20 players signed to universities out of the post-grad program this year. Comes the payoff pitch to House. Fastball outside, ball 4. And the bases are loaded again for the Rush. Fregoso trying to get out of this inning without any more damage. There's all sorts of movement down in the Lumberjacks pen, but for now, Sam DiMatteo remains on his folding white chair by the Lumberjacks dugout. Bautista at third, Cunningham at second, House at first, 2 outs, and Caden Dawson, the 10th batter of the inning for the Rush, takes the first pitch low for a ball, 1-0. 62 pitches for Fregoso. We're only in the second inning. He's not going to be able to go much longer. Sidestep, sets, and throws. Popped up off the end of the bat. This is on the infield. Easy for Gutierrez, who squeezes it to retire the side. 10 batters come to the plate for the Rush. They score 4 on 3 hits and enjoy 3 walks and a hit by pitch to take a 4-1 lead. We'll head to the bottom of the second. The PSCL Broadcast Network.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in-app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow! Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back to Bob Springs Stadium, bottom of the second inning. Good one between the Rush and the Jacks in the stadium finale today. Day 3 of the PSCL. 4 runs came across in the top half of the second for the Rush to take the lead. Good run support for Nehemiah House, the lanky righty. Back out onto the bump to face the big left fielder, fellow righty Drew Perry. First pitch home, bounces in front of home plate. 1-0. House headed to Laney College this next year. He was with De Anza Community College, also in the East Bay, up in the Bay Area last year. See, as pipes in a strike to Perry. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch home. A looping breaking ball misses low. 2 balls and 1 strike. House is a two-way player. Very impressive. He has already worked 2 walks at the bat, and he was a two-way player as well this past year with De Anza. The pitch home, sails inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Hit 298 at the plate with De Anza, so quality hitter as well as a good pitcher. The pitch home is chopped foul. That's 2 balls and 2 strikes. House out of Walnut Creek in the East Bay of the Bay Area. He was ranked the number 28 first baseman out of high school in the state of California, according to Perfect Game. Pretty good number when you think of the tens of thousands of first basemen in the state. House misses on the payoff pitch, and Perry is aboard with a hard-fought walk. So Perry aboard at first, the left fielder, and it brings up Jake Swant, the first baseman. Lefty batter to face the righty House. Jack scratched across a run in the first on 2 singles. First pitch is a looping breaking ball, fouled back by Swat. Here's the 0-1. It's in for a strike at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. The curveball, if we call it a curveball, for House was just 58 miles per hour. So that next pitch at 76, the slider, was looking a lot faster than 76 as it's popped up behind home plate. Catcher DeJournay giving chase, and it bounces into the seats into the first row. Bautista, I should say, giving chase. So it's 1-1 to Jake Swat. Perry at first, nobody out. Bottom of the second. It's the Rush 4, the Jacks 1. Out of the stretch is the Bay Area kid Nehemiah House. Black glove sets at the chest and fires. Fastball's high. 2 balls and 1 strike. So much talent in California, both Northern California and Southern California in high school baseball. Arguably the best youth baseball scene in the country. The 2-1 falls outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. It's largely because of the weather, which is often quite hot in the summers. It is here, but here in California, especially in Southern California, you can play year-round. You can go out on the field and play games in December. 3-1, grounded foul. Look out. Rush dugout is all sitting in front of the dugout, and a couple guys scatter as it bounces around their legs. It's a full count now to Swans. Perry at first, nobody out, bottom second. 4-1 lead for the Rush. 50 degrees, often sunny on a December day in California, is 20 degrees and cloudy in Illinois, as the payoff is swung on and missed. Swant waves at it on a breaking ball in the dirt. There's the second strikeout for House. And there's one away in the bottom of the second. Perry at first. It'll bring up the extra hitter, Anthony Thomas, for his first plate appearance. Lefty batter. The pitch home, sails low for a ball, 1-0. 6'2", 205 catcher who's not playing the field today as part of this 10-man lineup for the Jacks. 1-0. Check swing. He went around. Couldn't hold up the wrists. A pitch that was low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Game 1 today on the stadium. A win for the A's over MLBDC China on a matchup of winless teams. As Thomas takes low 2-1. This is the vice versa. 2-0 teams facing off. Someone will go home with a loss tonight, and one will remain undefeated going into the weekend. 2-1. It's low. 3 balls and 1 strike to Thomas. Of course, there's games every day here in the PSCL. Games every day until July 4th when the PSCL All-Stars will take on the Palm Springs Power in the evening in front of an expected 3,000 to 4,000 fans. How fun is that going to be? 3-1 at the knees for a strike. And Thomas and House having a good battle here. We have a full count. House twirling the ball behind his back. Now comes set. Kicks and throws. Grounded right side foul. And we'll do the payoff again. Ball ricocheted all the way out into right field, and off the bench, the Rush getting some help from one of their bench players to run out and grab it. Comes the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Here it is. It's a looping curveball high for ball 4. House couldn't find the zone and went to his very slow curveball. And that was an easy take for Thomas for ball 4. So 2 aboard with 1 out, and it brings up Noah Gutierrez as the second baseman. His first at bat for the righty second baseman. Jacks threatening. They trail 4-1 here in the bottom of the second. House looks back at second and back to the curveball. It misses high, 1-0. One out, 2 on, bottom second, 4-1 lead for the Lumberjacks, or for the Rush, I should say. First pitch home, throw back to first, it's wide. Oh my, by Bautista. That ball's going to be rolling forever. All the way down the fence, it ricochets poorly. 1 run is across. Oh, they really could have had a chance to send the second runner Thompson, but he'll hold up at third. Perry scores, and a cataclysmic mistake from Alec Bautista. Oh, once that ball got past Caden Dawson, the first baseman, it was going to go on a wayward journey. Rolled all the way down to the bullpen, all the way to the wall down the right field line, and then it took a nasty hop past Angelo, had to run after it. Thomas had already slowed down at third, but he probably would have scored. And so 1 is across in the inning. It's 4-2. Gutierrez shows bunt, lays it down the first base line, but it's foul. Little squeeze play there by Sam DiMatteo through all the chaos. Thomas was sliding in to score, but Gutierrez couldn't keep it safe. Sam DiMatteo wheeling and dealing, third base coach and manager for the Jacks. It's a 1-2 count to Gutierrez. House turns and fires home. It's outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 walks and then an error by the catcher Bautista throwing a ball into right field, allowing 1 to come across. And it's a 2-run ball game here in the bottom of the second. Here is the 2-2. Fouled and straight back off the top of the netting, which saved us from a chance at a play.
I thought that was the one.
It was close. Got a couple balls over the course of the season so far, the Power Night games, the PSCL morning games, that have gotten pretty close to the booth, including a couple that have clanged off the roof right atop the windows here at Palm Springs Stadium. Here comes the 2-2. Fouled right side. Dawson's going to give it chase, but he's really just getting his steps in as it bounces 10 rows up.
This is a great battle back by the Lumberjacks, especially after giving a 4 spot in the second. You got to answer right away, and they have, looking for an even bigger inning. Still down by a pair of runs.
Here's the 2-2 outside. That's ball 4. Another walk by House. And it puts 2 aboard with 1 out. Runners on the corners. Thomas at third, excuse me. Gutierrez at first. And Cameron Tarling, the right fielder, coming to the plate. Sam DiMattio's sharing some words of wisdom with them. What do you think he's saying, Adam?
Stay patient at the plate. I think that's
it.
Got to be the approach for a pitcher who can't find the zone.
Or is he drawing up something spicy here with runners on the corners and 1 out? Well, Zach Novus wants to counter with his own take on the proceedings, and he's out to chat with House as well as the third baseman Duarte and the catcher Bautista.
Although it could be about Gutierrez taking second base into...
That might be it with 1 out.
Yeah.
Runners on the corners, 1 out. Little chess match here between 2 friends, Sam DiMattio and Zach Novus, 2 desert natives coaching against each other. Both prominent head coaches here in the Valley, 2 great baseball minds. First pitch home to Tarling. He shows bunt and fouls it back, so it must have been trying to lay down a bunt. Still the squeeze play in effect for DiMattio, but his batters haven't been able to get a bunt down in fair territory. Thomas was starting to sprint down the line when the bunt was shown. So it's an 0-1 count, 1 out, runners on the corners, 4-2 rush lead. Here's the pitch. It's popped up into shallow center. A few steps back for Anderson. He's under it. Tagging from third is Thomas. The ball is cut off, and the Jacks have cut the lead in half. 4-3. It's a 1-run ball game. A sac fly by Cam Tarling, and it's back to the top of the order.
I mean, that will also get the job done. Just hitting a ball to the outfield and bring the runner home. I mean, that's the main goal of a suicide squeeze anyways.
That's an easier way to do it. So it's 4-3 in an eventful first 2 innings here. And Binion Gemhard, who singled and scored back in the first, comes to the plate. House will check back on the runner Gutierrez at first. He's easily back in safely. House at the belt. Fires and throws. It's inside, 1-0. Good one on the backfield in game number 1 today. It was the Bootleggers and the Bombers facing off as the pitch sails outside to Gebhardt. 2 balls and no strikes. 7-6. The Bootleggers outclassed the Bombers. That must have been a fun one. Here comes the 2-0. It's low. 3 balls and no strikes. The Bootleggers moved to 2-0, and the Bombers are still looking for their first victory. They fall to 0-3. That was the closest game the Bombers have played so far. Who struggled early in the season. The 3-0 home. It's in for a strike. Just at the knees. 3 balls and 1 strike. Second game ongoing. The Blue Sox and the Colonials. They're in the bottom of the third with the Blue Sox leading the Colonials 3-0. 3-1. Swing and a miss. And a full count. The Blue Sox had the day off yesterday. They're trying to go to 2-0 on the season, while the Colonials are trying to move to 3-0 on the season. The payoff is low, ball 4. Another walk by House. Well, there's not been a hit in this inning. There's just been 4 walks by Nehemiah House. A lot of full counts at him, so it's not like he's completely missing the zone, but when it's come down to the payoff pitches, he's missed, and the Jacks have been patient at the plate. Brings up Nick Eli, the shortstop. 2 on, 2 out. 4-3 lead for the Rush. House peeks back at second and home. There's the lazy curveball. It misses outside at just 62 miles per hour. As if it barely wants to get to the plate, the batters have to wait forever until it gets there. And our field umpire, Carlos Hernandez, has a word for House stops play. Looks like he wants him to use a new baseball. So House has a new fluffy ball. Comes the 1-0 pitch. Fastball high, 2 balls, no strikes. So both of these teams undefeated, the Rush and the Jacks at 2-0, and then the other 2-0 team entering today is the Colonials, but they trail the Blue Sox at the moment. The Blue Sox 1-0 on the season. The 2-0 is lined into center, racing in Alley. He dives and makes the catch. Johnny Alley with a great play. Hunter Anderson, with a great play for the Rush. And that saved a run from scoring and retires the side in the second. 2 come across for the Jacks. 4-3, though, the Rush lead after 2 on the PSCL Broadcast Network. Caden Stillwell takes the bump in the top half of the third for the Lumberjacks as the Rush lead the Jacks 4-3. Day done for Sal Fergoso. He goes 2 innings. And Stillwell out of the bullpen, 6 feet 170 out of Ventura College in Ventura County. That's north of Los Angeles. Stillwell looking down at his glove. He's ready. Big turn and a throw from the side is in for a strike. Half-arm slot from Stillwell. That'll be always tough to face out of the bullpen for these Rush hitters. The first one is Alan Cerna, the lefty extra hitter. The 1-0, or the 0-1, sails high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Stillwell turns, comes around, and fires a half swing by Cerna. He was all tied up there. Hits down the bat on the dirt in a little bit of frustration. It's tough to face out of the bullpen, guys with funky motions. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Fastball up in the zone, waved at by Cerna, 1 away. And Stillwell, he's got some good stuff out of the pen. Trying to settle down this ball game. We've had 7 runs scored through the first 2 innings, and a lot of it has been pitchers struggling to find the zone. One out. Base is empty, and the first pitch home to Santiago Duarte is a strike on the inner third. The 1-0 misses low. That's 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Fastball at the letters, in for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Duarte, who singled and scored back in the second inning. The 1-2 home. Swing and a miss. Fastball with some mustard. 2 away. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the outing for Caden Stillwell.
His release point is just so interesting. It's not the usual, just above the shoulder release, and it gets on hitters so quick. Like that came in at 83. It probably feels like 87, 88.
It looks like 87, 88 up here. No doubt about it with the half arm slot coming around from the side. He'll face his first lefty now in Will Dalton, who takes the first pitch outside for a ball. Dalton was hit by a pitch and scored in the second. It's 84 on the gun. That's certainly the hardest thrower we've seen today between these two teams. Swing and a miss on a fastball up, and it's quickly 0-2 to Dalton. This is mighty fine work by Caden Stillwell on a blazing hot day here in Palm Springs. 108 degrees out now. Stillwell looking in, and time is called by Dalton, probably wisely so, just trying to slow things down here against Stillwell, who's a strike away from striking out the side. He turns, kicks, and fires. Swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night from Caden Stillwell. He strikes out the side in the top of the third for the Lumberjacks. We head to the bottom of the third. 4-3 rush over the Jacks on the Power Summer Collegiate League Broadcast Network.
There's something winning in the agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Bottom 3, 4-3 lead for the rush over the Jacks. Nehemiah House will remain on the bump for the rush, holding on to a 1-run lead. He's allowed 1 in the first, 2 in the second. And will now face the Jacks 3, 4, and 5. Johnny Alley, the lefty center fielder, leads off. Alley had a base hit back in the first. House readies, kicks, and fires. Fastball sails outside, 1-0. 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors for the Lumberjacks. 4 runs on 3 hits, 1 error for the Rush. 1-0 home. Looping breaking ball catches the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. House working quickly. Here's the pitch. It's catching the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Johnny Alley, the lefty center fielder. 1-2. Inside, it nearly hit Alley, who backs out of the way. Alley, a community college player out of Yavapai College. That's here in Southern California. Two JUCO California guys going at it here. Here's the 2-2 outside and a full count to Alley.
A whole lot of pitches thrown in these first 2.5 innings, Griffin.
We started. Did we start? I think we started before noon. We're almost at an hour here. And still just in the bottom of the third as the 2-2 hits Alley right on the knee. Not like the Lumberjacks have really hit balls very hard. They did have 2 hits in the first, but the 4-run second, or the 2-run second, I should say, was all about walks. And that's the first batter now that House has hit. There was 4 walks in the second inning by House. So 1 on, nobody out. It brings up Eric Ariola, the third baseman, who takes the first pitch inside 1-0. Ariola takes high, 2 balls and no strikes. Couple Jacks players that have gotten the opportunity to play for the Palm Springs Power in the evening in front of fans and music and PA system and all the like. Ariola certainly taking advantage. Had some good moments for the Power. Now here full-time with the PSCL as he takes inside. 3 balls and no strikes. His teammate with the Jacks, Nick Eli, the same way. He's been getting some at-bats for the Power through the first 2 weeks of their season. House lobs back to first to check on Alley, who's back in safely.
And they still haven't lost this summer.
The Power are 10-0. They'll put that record to the test, as I mentioned tonight, against the Inland Valley Legends. If you're watching in the Valley, we'd love to see you out here at the ballpark. The 3-0 sails high on some 4-pitch walk to Ariola. Alley to second. Ariola at first. 2 on, nobody out for Cameron DeJournay, the catcher, and it's bringing out Zach Novus to chat with House and leading to some action in the Rush dugout. We'll see if someone starts to get loose. Yeah, the Power playing the Legends tonight and tomorrow night. These teams faced off last week in the CPCL. Power trying to defend their California Premier Collegiate League title. Power had a scare on Tuesday. They trailed into the 8th inning, ended up holding on for a 4-3 win. It was a pretty good one against the San Diego Bombers. Should be a couple good games against the Legends, who couldn't pull out a victory last weekend, but did beat the Power last year, and will be looking to do so tonight as part of City of Rancho Mirage night here at the ballpark. So if you're a Rancho Mirage resident, you have no excuse not to come to the ballpark because you have a free ticket, a hot dog, chips, a cold drink, and even a hat waiting for you right here at the ballpark. All you got to do is drive down and you get free baseball and free food. Meeting is done at the mound. Cameron DeJournay takes the first pitch low from House, and there's action now starting in the Rush pen. 2 on, nobody out. Bottom at 3, 4-3. The lead for the Jacks. House's pitch gets away, rolls down the first base side all the way back to the backstop, and both runners will advance. Jacks trailing 4-3. They have the tying run at third, the go-ahead run at second. And a 2-0 count to DeJournay. Stillwell has thrown 6 consecutive balls. He sidesteps, kicks, and throws. Inside, 3-0. A righty getting loose in the Rush bullpen, and quickly. That appears to be Alec Batista as the 3-0 hit DeJournay. Tried to get the bat out of the way. I think that hit his helmet. Yeah, top of the helmet.
Is that the 3rd time we've seen someone get hit with a ball in the helmet?
It is the at least 2nd time today.
Okay, maybe I saw one yesterday as well. Maybe the days are blending together, but.
And hopefully DeJournay's okay. He's kind of slowly, uncomfortably jogging back to the dugout, and he'll get replaced at first with a pinch runner. He's turned around so quickly, can't get a number, but he's wearing a bright red helmet. The bases are loaded with nobody out for Drew Perry. Lumberjacks trail by 1, but they're a swing away from taking a lead as Perry takes the first pitch low from House, and we'll see how much longer Zach Novus decides to keep House on the bump.
Kind of looks like Joe Jimenez at first base.
Here's the 1-0. A looping breaking ball right at the knees for a strike to Perry. Finally a strike from House, the first time in 3 batters. 1 ball and 1 strike. Perry walked back in the second and scored. Here's the pitch. It's hit hard, a hot shot right at second, that'll be two. Cunningham grabs it, steps on the second base bag, and just like that, there's 2 outs. House applauding from the mound. Well, the Chill hadn't even put or Jacks, I should say, hadn't even put a ball in play. And it turned out disastrously as Perry hit a hot shot right at Cunningham, and Arriola was way off the bag and easily doubled up. So just like that, there's 2 outs. Jake Swant, the batter, swing and a miss at the first pitch, and Jimenez races down to second base with a stolen bag. He had a huge jump and never stood a chance, especially with the swing, even if Batista decided to throw as the pitch is fouled away. The 0-1 coming to the lefty, Swant. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. So DeJournay at second, Alley at third. 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. A 4-3 lead for the Rush over the Lumberjacks. Here's the 1-2. Popped up off the end of the bat. In foul territory, racing over Dawson. It'll get out of play and off the tent down the first base line. Oh, was not far away from Dawson making the catch and the Rush getting out of the inning without any runs coming across. Would be remarkable from what at one point was a bases loaded situation with nobody outs, and the batter at the plate had 2-0 on the count. Time is called by Swant as House is taking his time out on the bump. Here's the 1-2. Lined, hit hard into right center. This will get down for extra bases and score 2. Alley around to score. DeJournay walks home into second is Swant with a 2 RBI double. Fired up at first, dancing and waving to the Jacks dugout. And the Lumberjacks have taken a 5-4 lead.
Just a ridiculous swing by Jake Swant. I mean, that ball was way low and out of the zone and just gulfs it into right center field on a line. That pitch is 5 or 6 balls below the plate. It was closer to hitting the plate than it was to in the zone.
And he hammered it for a huge 2-out, 2 RBI double. That could be the hit of the night to remember. As Anthony Thompson takes the pitch inside. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, now 2 in the third for the Lumberjacks. Pitch home, in for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Swant's at second, 2 outs, 5-4 lead now for the Lumberjacks. House trying to finish 3 innings. The 1-1. It's low. 2 balls and 1 strike. 5 runs on 3 hits, no errors for the Jacks. 4 runs on 3 hits, 1 error for the Rush. House readies, kicks, and fires. Hit hard down the first base line. That's a fair ball. Rolling into the Rush bullpen and all the way back to the wall. Around to score is Swant. Heading to third is Thomas standing up. An RBI triple for Thomas. Crushed down the first base line. It rolled all the way to the wall, just to the right of the foul pole. 6-4. Jackson front. A double followed by a triple for the Lumberjacks, trying to stay undefeated on the season. They've retaken a lead, and out comes Zach Novus to pull Nehemiah House from the ballgame. He'll take the baseball, and the Rush will go to the bullpen. The Lumberjacks have scored 3 in the third to take a 6-4 lead on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
2 locations with something for everyone. Stuffed Pizza Bar and Grill.
How do you define adventure? Riding the world's largest rotating tram car? Taking in SoCal's awe-inspiring views? Exploring over 50 miles of pristine wilderness? Enjoying casual or fine dining at 8,500 feet? Discovering our history? Experiencing our scenic trails? Getting that perfect souvenir? Whatever your adventure, you'll find it at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Adventure at its peak. Begin your adventure at pstramway.com.
Desert Air started right here in the Coachella Valley in 1954, and we've been welcoming customers to our family ever since. With nearly 70 years of proven trust, dependability, and experience, we've got the AC and heating expertise to help you all year round. Plus, our factory-trained technicians provide well-informed maintenance, repairs, and installation, so you get our industry-best products with industry-best service. Contact our family at Desert Air. We'll make sure you live comfortably, always.
Jackson Camper into the ballgame to try to stop the bleeding for the Rush in the bottom of the third inning. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third. It looks poetic on the scoreboard for the Oregon Lumberjacks. They've taken a 6-4 lead with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. The day done for Nehemiah House. He makes it through 2 2/3, allowing 6 runs on 4 hits. And now it's up to Jackson Camper, the righty pitcher from Edmonds Community College in Linwood, Washington, to try to slow down the Lumberjacks. Righty 5'11", stands 175 on the mound for the Rush. Linwood, northern suburb of Seattle, so a little bit of a temperature upgrade for the righty Camper out of the bullpen. He will face Noah Gutierrez, the 9th batter in the lineup for the Jacks, to start off his outing with a runner at third and Anthony Thomas. Griffin Epstein had an Adam Oppenheim, Ethan Gomica up in the booth here at Palm Springs Stadium on a burning hot Friday afternoon in Palm Springs. Only question is, have we hit 110 yet for the first time this year?
I think it could be close.
We're at 109, so we're 1 degree away from that magic number. First pitch into Gutierrez, sails high from the righty Jackson Camper. First arm out of the bullpen for Zach Novus. Camper, the righty, a black glove today, sets at the belt. Rocking back and forth, comes still and fires. Fastball at the letters for a strike. 82 on the gun. 1-1 count to Gutierrez, who walked back in the second. The pitch popped up off the end of the bat. This is going to be tough. Racing over is Anderson. He dives and makes another spectacular catch. Come on. Hunter Anderson has made 2 inning-ending diving catches. The first one was great. This one was fantastic. Full sprawl, working to his right, and steals a base hit from Gutierrez and a run from the Jacks. We've played 3 on this Friday afternoon. It's Jacks 6, Rush 4 on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Welcome back to Palm Springs Stadium. First pitch swinging for the Rush in the top of the 4th, and Hunter Anderson, who just made a spectacular play in center field to end the bottom of the 3rd, is aboard for the second time today. A single right up the middle, bounce past Caden Stillwell, who's out for his second inning of work, and Anderson is aboard at first base to lead off the 4th. It's 6-4, the Lumberjacks leading the Rush, and even Zach Novus, the manager for the Rush, wasn't ready to go. He's finally now going down to the third base coach's box. It's back to the top of the order, and Colin McCormick fouls off the first pitch he sees straight back. McCormick's already been on twice today, hit by a pitch in the first, RBI single in the second. Stillwell working out of the stretch for the first time. Peeks over at Anderson, who has a 3-stride lead, and the pitch home is a fastball in the dirt. 1-0. The Jacks took the lead, 3 runs in the 3rd. Now the Rush trying to bounce back. One team will remain undefeated out of these 2. They're both 2-0 on the season. The 1-0 taking off is Anderson. Here's the throw down to second. It's a good one, not in time. Anderson has a stolen base. Excellent throw from DeJournay behind the plate, but it was just late on the tag from the second baseman, Gutierrez. And it's a 2-0 count to McCormick. 2-1 make it. Below the belt and the throw. It's high. 3 balls and 1 strike from Stillwell, who was spectacular at him in the 3rd. He struck out the side, but not as sharp here to start the 4th inning. Had a long wait on the bench as the Jacks chased the starter for the Rush out of the game and scored 3 runs. Time is called. Stillwell peeks over at second and home. Fastball inside, that's ball 4. Leadoff single for Anderson, now a walk by McCormick, who's reached all 3 times today. There's 2 on with nobody out, and the Rush are threatening in the top half of the 4th. Alec Bautista, the catcher, coming to the plate. He's having to take off all his catcher's gear, which he probably should have got off sooner because he was due up in the inning regardless.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know, his math must be a little bit off. He's had a nice day, though, at the plate. He's walked and had a 2 RBI single in the second inning. Wearing a bright red helmet today. First pitch home. This is inside 1-0. Caden Stillwell, Thousand Oaks, California native. That's in Ventura County. He played for his hometown JUCO, Ventura College. Ground ball left side, could be 2. Eli grounds it, throws to second for 1, to first. In time, double play, 6-4-3, and Zach Novus is not happy. The manager for the Rush racing out to have a word with Carlos Hernandez on the bang-bang call at first. The Rush bullpen, or the Rush dugout, I should say, got a great look at the bang-bang play at first, and they were shocked by the call by Hernandez, who's now walking over to confer with Ben Santag, the home plate umpire. Eli made a great play in the dirt to field it, tossing to second to Gutierrez for 1, and then the throw to first to Swant. Bautista racing down the line, and they're ruling him out, sticking with the call.
I'm shocked.
And Zach Novus is coming back out again to talk.
I mean, looked like he was safe by at least a step, but what a ridiculous turn by Nick Eli to start that on the backhand, and sort of that sidearm throw sets up his partner Gutierrez to make a strong throw to even have a chance.
Back to the dugout, distraught is Bautista. He thought he'd ran out the double play at least to only have 1 out and runners on the corners. Instead now there's 2 outs, and it's just Anderson over at third. That's a huge difference. So the 6-4-3 double play, as you said, what a play by Eli at shortstop. He's already made a couple great plays in the PSCL over at short for the Jacks. As Nathan Cunningham takes the first pitch strike. Righty batting second baseman with Anderson at third. 2 outs, top 4, 6-4 lead for the Lumberjacks. Stillwell turns and fires home. It's fouled away. 1-1. Some really nice fielding here in game number 2. Hunter Anderson's been diving all over the place in center field, making great catches. Nick Eli turns a beautiful 6-4-3 double play. The 0-1 is poked into right field, racing back, Tarling over his glove, and rolling all the way to the warning track. This could be 3. Hustling to second is Cunningham. He's on his horse to third, standing up with an RBI triple. Anderson walked home from third as that ball sailed over the head of the right fielder Tarling and rolled all the way to the warning track. Well, makes that double play call loom even larger, but at least for the Rush, they've cut the lead in half. It's now 6-5 in the top of the 4th, and the tying runner is at third. The pitch home, a fastball catches the outside corner for a strike to Christian Angulo, the lefty batting right fielder. Turn and a throw. Swing and a miss. Fastball inside. Really twisted around Angulo. 0-2, and Stillwell's a strike away from getting out of the 4th inning with still a lead intact at least. Here's the 0-2 home. Fastball misses up. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Leadoff single by Anderson after a walk to McCormick, a 6-4-3 double play, but a RBI triple by Cunningham scores a run. The 1-2 chopped off the end of the bat, skidding off the mound, off the glove of Gutierrez, the second baseman into center field. We're tied. That was a tough play for Gutierrez just with all the bounces it took, but it will be ruled in air in the end. He had it in his glove, and if he fielded it cleanly, it would have been the 3rd out of the inning. So an unearned run comes across on the E4. It's skidded off the mound. Gutierrez going to his right, and that hit right off his glove and into center field. Costly error by the second baseman, and we're tied at 6. The pitch home to Nehemiah House, who started the game as pitcher for the Rush and is now a hitter only, in for a strike. 2 across in the 4th. We're tied at 6. This has been a fun one between the Rush and the Lumberjacks. Stillwell steps off, throws back to first, and Angelo's back to the bag safely.
It's about what we expected, Griffin. 2 really talented ball clubs, and 2 teams who are really good on the defensive end.
It's been a heavyweight fight, if I'd say so, as House swings and misses 0-2. Each trading punches. Big 4-run second inning for the Rush. They've added 2 here in the 4th, responding to the 3-run 3rd by the Lumberjacks. Here's the 0-2. Runner takes off. It's inside. It nearly hit House, who backs out of the way. And Desjardins wasn't even worried about Angulo, who got a huge jump and has a stolen base. House has walked twice today, but he's behind in the count 1-2. Long looking for Stillwell, who finally has the sign from Desjardins. At the belt, readies and fires. Popped up off the end of the bat, first base line and foul. 87 on the gun from Stillwell. He's been pumping some gas, but after he struck out the side in the 3rd in a riveting performance on the mound, he's found more trouble here in the 4th inning as 2 have come across. The 1-2 is poked foul off the netting. And we'll do it all over again. 6 runs on 5 hits, 1 error for the Rush. 6 runs on 4 hits, 1 error for the Lumberjacks. Stillwell size the shoulders. Runner goes. Here's the pitch. It's low. 2-2. You'd probably call that catcher's indifference as Angulo goes down to 3rd. The Lumberjacks are just looking for the last out, pretty much paying no means to Angulo, who's gone from 1st to 3rd now. It's 2-2 count to House. The pitch. Chopped foul. House was tied up and just staying alive. Stays 2-2. House had more experience hitting it De Anza College up in the Bay Area than he did pitching. He certainly looks like a big slugger with his 6'3", 205 frame. Stillwell sidesteps and fires. High and a full count. Caden Dawson, the first baseman, who's 0 for 2, is on deck. Top of the fourth, tied at 6 in this 7-inning ball game, but we also have a 2-hour time limit, and we're nearing an hour and 30 minutes of baseball. Here comes the payoff. Outside corner, strike 3 called. Stillwell sets down House to retire the side in the fourth. A big strike 3, but the Rush score 2. An RBI triple by Cunningham, and another run comes across on an error to tie the game at 6. Middle 4, Rush, Lumberjacks on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Desert Air started right here in the Coachella Valley in 1954, and we've been welcoming customers to our family ever since. With nearly 70 years of proven trust, dependability, and experience, we've got the AC and heating expertise to help you all year round. Plus, our factory-trained technicians provide well-informed maintenance, repairs, and installation, so you get our industry-best products with industry-best service. Contact our family at Desert Air. We'll make sure you live comfortably, always.
A great ball game back and forth between two undefeated squads in the PSCL, the Rush and the Lumberjacks. Going to the bottom of the fourth inning, tied at 6 apiece. Griffin Epstein, Adam Oppenheim. Adam, I know it's a hot one today, but these teams have brought it. This has been fun so far, and we're looking forward to what should be a fun last couple innings.
Yeah, there's been a little bit of everything. Seeing some good hitting, some great defense. A couple of errors sprinkled in there as well, but overall, two really good teams and two teams that I think are going to be at the top of the PSCL all year long.
No doubt about it. Was talking with Tino Novus, Zach Novus' brother, last night, and he was encouraging me to get the call on this game, saying we thought it was the two best teams in the PSCL. Obviously, he's biased. He's an assistant for the Rush, but the lineups and the experience certainly stand out, and the play today has certainly shown itself with some really good defense and some very impressive at-bats. Jackson Camper finished the fourth inning, got the last out of the fourth or last out of the third, I should say, for the Chill. First pitch right back to the mound. It knocks off the glove of Camper, picks up the baseball, and throws to first for the out. Oh, my goodness, as if we hadn't seen it all today. The first pitch to Dossing, or first pitch, I should say, to Gebhardt, or make it Tarling. 10th batter, a hot shot, knocked off the glove of Camper, but it fell right in front of him, and he barehanded it and threw to first. My goodness. So one away, and now it pings up the top of the order, and Bimyam Gemhart, the DH. Bottom of the fourth, we're tied at 6. Second out recorded by Camper. Pitch home, half swing by Gebhardt, and he went around on some high cheese. Oh, peel down to first. He didn't go around.
Yeah, didn't the home plate umpire just make the call? Are you allowed to make the call, say out, and then point down to first?
I think Batista was appealing, and The appeal was granted, and now Zach Novus is back out to have a conversation with Carlos Hernandez, and he's signaling that that was a strike. And they're going to call it a ball, 1-0. That was... 1-0 home. Line down the left field line. Fair ball just inside the foul line, and it'll roll all the way to the wall. Gebhardt hustling around first. He's into second with a stand-up double. Ben Yim Gebhardt with his second hit of the day and third time he's reached a double rip down the left field line, and the Jacks trying to retake the lead here in the fourth. Have business. 1 on with 1 out.
That pitch just got too much of the plate on the inside half, and Gebhardt just absolutely crushed it down the third base line. The only question was it going to stay fair? And it did, and it rolled all the way into that left field corner.
So with 1 out, it brings up Nick Eli, the shortstop. Gebhardt at second, tied at 6. Camper readies at the belt, peeks back at second, and the pitch home. On the outside corner for a strike. Looked like a slider to me. It was, confirms our data analyst, Ethan. So an 0-1 count to Nick Eli, who's 0 for 2 today. Turned a great double play last inning. Pitch home, bounces in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Eli grounded out to short and then looked like he had a base hit in the second, and Hunter Anderson, who's made 2 leaping catches in center field, made his first one to end the second inning. 1 out, runner at second, bottom 4, tied at 6. 1-1 home. Popped up, right side on the infield. Over is the second baseman Cunningham on the edge of the grass. He makes the catch, belts high. 2 away. Gebhardt danced at second, pretending to tag, but he holds there. And there's 2 outs for Camper, who's looking for a clean fourth. It would be the first time that the Jacks didn't score in the inning if he can retire Alley here.
And they really need that 4 spot to go 1, 2, 3, 4 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, just for the continuity. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third. You don't see that too much. It looks beautiful. Some artwork put together by the Lumberjacks bats so far. It's the first pitch sails high to Johnny Alley. I think some Lumberjacks would describe themselves as artists.
I guess so.
You know, when they chop wood, it's an artistic experience. Here's the 1-0 home. Popped up off the end of the bat, right side, left side, I should say, and bouncing off the top row of seats.
And I think you can describe a lot of things as artistic. Like, is dancing artistic?
Oh, of course. Dancing is one of the more artistic things you can do, of course. Maybe something more questionable would be driving. Is driving artistic? I think it depends on your mentality of driving. I think for some people it really can. The 1-1 home sails outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. I would describe my interstate driving as very artistic.
I mean, I guess you're taking, like, angles. And
yeah, the way you get onto the on-ramp, the merging of lanes. I mean, it's really a piece of art. You add a little music to it, you could get a music video going. The 1-1 sails outside, badly missing. 2 balls and 1 strike. While we're talking about art up here in the booth, we got a great game on the field. We're tied at 6, bottom of the 4th. 2 outs, 1 on for the Lumberjacks, and a 2-1 count to Johnny Alley. Sports is certainly an art in my book, and this game has been a book of art with twists and turns along the way. This time is called by Alley. Steps back out to reset himself. Alley's 1 for 1 today, a single, and hit by a pitch and scored in the 3rd. Camper readies. Fires home. Fastball up and high. 3 balls and 1 strike. I called it. It is a strike. My bad. Late strike call by our home plate umpire today, Ben Santag. So it's 2-2 with 2 outs. Camper looks in. He has the sign at the belt. Fires home. Fouled straight back. Long walk inside, back to the mound for Camper. 110 degrees outside. 1:30 local time here in Palm Springs. It is a full count, in fact, now to Alley. Here's the payoff. Popped up off the end of the bat, high into the baby blue sky in center. Anderson doesn't see it. Now he's going back, leaps and can't make the catch. Falls on the grass. Gebhardt scores, and the Jacks take the lead. Lost in the bright sunshine here in Southern California. Anderson nearly rescued himself, leaping backwards, but couldn't make the catch. With an assist from the sunshine, the Jacks scratch across a run in the fourth and take a 7-6 lead.
And you could see from the start, Anderson had his, palms up towards the sky and realized, I don't know if I have a great eye on this ball right now.
He was in trouble from the start, and by the time he picked it up, it was too late. Will go down as an RBI double for Alley, and Eric Areola stands in and takes a first pitch strike from Camper. Areola is 0 for 1 today, drove in a run with a sac fly and walked. 7-6 lead now for the Jacks in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the 0-1. It's lobbed off the end of the bat into center, a few steps in for Anderson. He sees that one and makes the catch. The Jacks score again. They've scored in all 4 innings. They've come to the plate again on a lost ball in the sunshine. Ruled an RBI double by Johnny Alley. It's 7-6 Jacks after 4 on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
How do you define adventure? Riding the world's largest rotating tram car? Taking in SoCal's awe-inspiring views? Exploring over 50 miles of pristine wilderness? Enjoying casual or fine dining at 8,500 feet? Discovering our history? Experiencing our scenic trails? Getting that perfect souvenir? Whatever your adventure, you'll find it at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Adventure at its peak. Begin your adventure at pstramway.com.
Family setting, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. They cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
We just got our best ever ratings from U.S. News and World Report. We're the #1 hospital in Riverside and San Bernardino counties. High performing in 17 common procedures from joint replacements to heart attack care. And for the first time, national ranking as high performing in 3 adult specialties. We're proud of these ratings, but what matters most, as always, is how we rate with you. Learn more at eisenhowerhealth.org/awards.
Life in the fast lane for sure. Blaring over the speakers by DJ Ethan this afternoon, and it has been life in the fast lane for these Bats. 7-6 lead as we start the top half of the fifth. The rush against the Jacks. First pitch swinging by Dawson, grounded to the first base side, picked up by Jake Swant, who steps on the bag. 1 pitch, 1 out in the top of the 5th inning for Caden Stillwell and the Lumberjacks. Much welcomed in this offensive showcase. 3 consecutive half innings teams have scored. 2 in the 4th for the Rush to briefly take the lead, or briefly tie the game, I should say, before 1 in the first. First pitch swing again, this time by Alex Cerna, rolled to second. There is Gutierrez, who throws to first. 2 away, 2 pitches, 2 outs. How about that?
Yeah, really smart play, though, by Gutierrez to get low, have his glove on the ground, and come up with it. Sometimes it gets under the glove where you don't have it down right away, and takes the tough hop and makes it look easy.
Well, this inning could have not started any better for Caden Stillwell. So out for his 3rd inning of work, came in the 3rd. He's allowed 2 runs through 2 innings, and hoping to look for a 1-2-3 inning here in the 5th and keep the Lumberjacks in front by a run in this matchup between 2 undefeated squads. Santiago Duarte is the batter. First pitch home, bounces in front of home plate, 1-0. Duarte is 1 for 2 with a single and scoring in the 2nd. Stillwell sidesteps and throws a fastball outside, 2-0, and Stillwell points to his chest and says, "My bad," to his battery partner, Cameron DeJournay. The 2-0 home. A breaking ball on the inside corner is in for a strike. Change up by Stillwell. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bases empty, top 5, 7-6 rush. Or Lumberjacks, excuse me. 2-1 bounces in front of home plate. Back to the backstop, 3-1. We have seen 4 lead changes through the first 4 innings today. Stillwell readies and fires home. Fastball high, ball 4, and he again points to himself and says, "My bad." Just lost Duarte there after 2 outs and 2 pitches. He walks Duarte on 5 pitches. And it brings up the left fielder, Will Dalton, for the rush. An hour and 45 minutes nearly of baseball in sunshine and 110 degrees or so, or it's still officially only at 109, but these players are playing in the sun, so when you take in the heat index of that, it's closer to 120 as the first pitch to Dalton gets away back to the backstop. And just like that, Duarte is the tying run in scoring position here in the top of the 5th. There's a couple guys that you have to be impressed with in this heat still going. The 2 catchers, Cameron DeJournay and Alex Batista. And how about the umps as well? Having to wear padding and long pants. Can't be easy. First pitch sails high to Dalton, 1-0. Our second pitch, excuse me, so that's 2-0 to the lefty left fielder. Ready pitcher facing lefty batter with Duarte at second. Top 5, 7-6 Lumberjacks. 2-0 home. Line left side and hooking foul. And into the empty Lumberjacks bullpen. Another plane, United plane this time, taking off from the Palm Springs Airport, soaring into the high sky towards the northwest and towards Los Angeles and the Pacific Ocean. Under a somewhat hazy but blue sky. Here comes the 2-1. It's popped up foul left side, and this time getting into the seats. I don't think we've seen a cloud in almost a week, Adam.
It's been incredible. What a run.
An impressive run by the Sky. Undefeated over the last week. Not a cloud is formed. The Sky and the Sun, they're pretty successful teammates out here in Palm Springs all season long, especially in the summer. Dalton steps out, calls time. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Duarte at second. Stillwell readies and fires. Grounded sharply, short side. Eli is there, throws to first to retire the side. An excellent inning by Caden Stillwell. It's his second scoreless out of 3. He works around a walk for a scoreless top of the 5th. Lumberjacks still in front, 7-6. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
2 locations with something for everyone. Stuffed Pizza Bar and Grill.
A excellent battle this afternoon between the Rush and the Lumberjacks heads to the bottom of the 5th inning. 7-6 lead for the Jacks over the Rush. Back and forth this game has gone. The Rush scored 2 to tie the ball game in the 4th. Jacks scratched across a run to retake the lead in the 4th. And after a scoreless top half of the 5th, the Lumberjacks will look for some insurance here in the bottom of the 5th with Hunter Anderson leading things off. Or check that, with Cameron DeJournay, the catcher, leading things off for the Lumberjacks. Middle of the order, 5, 6, and 7 coming up. DeJournay, righty batter, to face Jackson Camper, who's out for his second full inning of work. DeJournay chops the first pitch he sees foul down the third base line. Final game on the stadium here today at Palm Springs Stadium. We've had 4 games here at the stadium complex. The Canada A's blew out MLB DC China to pick up their first win of the season in game number 1 here on the stadium. Here's the 0-1 from Camper. Ooh, it's a looping breaking ball inside, and DeJournay ducks out of the way to avoid a plunking. The Bootleggers took down the Bombers on game 1 on the backfield, and it's the Blue Sox and the Colonials who are still playing on the backfield. We'll try to get you a final update when that game goes final soon. DeJournay puts a charge into one into left center. Alley racing back. Over is the left fielder Perry, and he makes the catch a couple steps from the track. 1 out. And it will bring up Drew Perry, the left fielder. That was Will Dalton, the left fielder, who just made the catch. Now the Jacks left fielder to the plate. Perry has to be one of the biggest guys in the PSCL. 6'5", 220. He can also pitch, and he's playing left field today out of Feather River Community College. That's up in the Sacramento area. First pitch comes home to Perry high, 1-0. Perry's 0 for 1 today. Flied out and worked a walk back in the second and came around to score. The Lumberjacks trying to move to 3-0. They're the defending champs under Sam DiMatteo. The 1-0 catches the inside corner for a strike, 1-1. Sam DiMatteo has had great success as the skipper at College of the Desert the last few years in the Coachella Valley. But it's in the PSCL where he's won his championships. The 1-1 misses inside, 2-1. Back-to-back championships for the Lumberjacks under Coach Sam. And a couple players that he's returning from last year back on the ball club. The pitch home on the inside corner for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. One out, bases empty, bottom 5, 7-6 lead for the Lumberjacks over the Chill. Camper at the belt, kicks and fires. Fouled straight back, 2-2. Just a little late on that 82-mile-per-hour heater. We'll be back on the air, the PSCL Broadcast Network, tomorrow. Another 4 games tomorrow with 2 streaming right here on the PSCL Broadcast Network. Here's the 2-2. Grounded foul left side. The Blue Sox and the Bootleggers will open things up tomorrow morning on the stadium at 9. And that'll be followed by the Bombers and the Coyotes. So 4 new teams. None of them were playing here at the stadium today. We'll all be on the stadium tomorrow. We know who we got on the air tomorrow, Adam?
I know I'm on the air.
You're on the air tomorrow. All right, 2-2. With one of our other excellent broadcasting team, a team of 6 bringing you all the PSCL action this summer. The 2-2 sailed high, so it's a full count now to Perry. And we have Ethan up here in the booth, too. He'll be here every day, so we always know we'll be getting our data analysts as the payoff comes home low to Perry. He's aboard for the second time today with a walk. The Jacks have scored in every inning so far today, trying to keep that going in the 4th. 1 in the 1st, 2 in the second, 3 in the third, and then 1 in the fourth. That is the go-ahead run on a ball that was lost in the sun by the center fielder, Hunter Anderson. Lefty Jake Swant, the first baseman, digs in with Perry at first. 1 out, bottom 5, 7-6 Lumberjacks over the Rush. First pitch home to Perry is fouled, or to Swant, fouled away.
And you'd love an insurance run if you're the Lumberjacks, because you're thinking this game is probably going 6 innings, so it might be only 3 more outs to work with for the Rush.
Camper at the Belton home. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike, going 2. Tomorrow for these teams, the Rush will be off. Get their first day off of the season. Then they'll play 4 in a row after the day off. While the Lumberjacks will be getting the early game on the backfield tomorrow. Here's the 0-2. Fouled away. Taking on MLB DC China on the stadium backfield at 8:30 in the morning. Busy start for the Lumberjacks, who play, looks like 5 straight games before they get their first day off. The 0-2 home. Check swing by Swat. He held up on the appeal down to the field umpire, Carlos Hernandez. Lumberjacks will not have a day off until Monday. Getting the true experience of pro ball, playing every single day. 1-2 from Camper. Looping breaking ball outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jake Swant. Almost at the 2-hour mark, as you said, Adam. 6th inning may be our last inning, so that may be the last chance for the Rush. Try to stay undefeated on the season. The 2-2 swing and a miss. Fastball in the dirt got Swant all tied up, and there's 2 away.
Great location on that pitch. Right on off the inside corner, but super low, and there's really nothing you can do with that pitch except take it, but it's a really hard take with 2 strikes.
Beautifully placed by Jackson Camper out of Edmonds Community College in Linwood, Washington. First pitch home to another lefty. This is Anthony Thomas, who takes the first pitch outside. Camper, a class of 2023, native of Olympia, Washington. Do you know what's notable about Olympia, Adam? Here's the 1-0.
I might,
it's
but
inside 2-0.
I'm not going to guess.
No, I need a guess.
Nah, can't on the air.
Well, it's not that crazy. It's just the capital of Washington.
Oh.
I don't know what exciting thing you had. It's a beautiful city. And I believe it is named after Olympus, the idea of the Greek city, and, of course, the Olympics as well. 2-0 count to Thomas with Perry at first and 2 outs. The Summer Olympics are this summer. They're coming up a month away. Paris, France. Can't wait. And baseball will be returning to the Olympics 4 years from this summer. The 2-0 is in for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Right here in Southern California to Los Angeles. Can't wait for that.
Yeah, the Olympics are fantastic.
I'm not sure if they've decided where they're going to play baseball yet in Los Angeles, but I would figure Dodger Stadium's a good choice as Thomas is hit. Fastball inside, and there's now 2 on for the Lumberjacks with 2 outs. You would just think they would likely need to send the Dodgers on a very long road trip to play at Dodger Stadium, but that would be a really cool location to play it.
I mean, they could always just play at Angel Stadium. That's a home game, right?
So Perry at second, Thomas at first, and out comes Zach Novus to have a discussion with Jackson Camper. And we've got some action now in the Rush bullpen, trying to get this final out of the 5th and keep it a 1-run ball game to the top of the 6th on what's scheduled as a 7-inning game. But we may stick with 6 as we're just 3 minutes away from hitting 2 hours. Long conversation with Zach Novus and Jackson Camper, who is in his 3rd inning of work here in the 5th inning. Or check that, his 2nd inning of work, trying to complete 2. And Alaskan Airlines plane this time, taking off from the airport and making some rumbling noises as it takes off towards the northwest. That one might be headed towards Washington. Alaska Airlines is headquartered in Seattle, not too far from Camper's hometown of Olympia. Camper's back ready to go. Will stay in the ball game for now to face Noah Gutierrez, the righty second baseman. Santiago Duarte, I believe, is the arm warming up in the pen. First pitch swinging, hit hard into left field. Back is Dalton under the baseball, makes the catch for the third out. That's a big one, and Camper is fired up as he comes off the mound, likely his day done. He gives a big high five to Alex Bautista as he swaggers off the field. It's the first half inning. The Lumberjacks haven't scored, and it sets up a high drama sixth inning, potentially the last inning of the ball game. 7-6, Lumberjacks lead. Don't go anywhere on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
Hey, Power Baseball fans. Looking to hit a home run against pests in your home? Rudy's Pest Control is your winning choice. Rudy's Flex 80/90 Pest Control Plan offers effective and affordable protection with just 5 visits a year instead of the usual 12, so you'll have more time to do what you love. Visit rudyspest.com or call 760-746-PEST and declare, heck no, 12's gotta go. Rudy's Pest Control is your home run choice, so get started today.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Hunter Anderson leads things off in the top half of the 6th for the Rush as they trail the Jacks 7-6 in the top half of the 6th inning. Anderson takes a first pitch low from Caden Stillwell, the 48th pitch of the ball game for Stillwell, who's working into his 4th inning of work. It's been an impressive work by the righty from Thousand Oaks. The 1-0 sails high, 2 balls and no strikes for Anderson. We have just reached the 2-hour mark of baseball, which means this may be the final inning of the ball game and the final chance for the Rush to tie the game or take the lead. As the 2-0 sails outside, it's now 3-0 to Anderson. There is no action in the Lumberjacks bullpen. Sam DiMatteo trusting Stillwell right now. The 3-0 on the outside corner for a strike. Stillwell's on the board. 3-1 to Anderson. Just 2 runs allowed by Stillwell. Those came in the 4th. The 3-1 fouled straight back. 3-2. Has 4 strikeouts on the afternoon. Just 2 walks, 2 hits allowed. And one of those runs was unearned as well. Key hit was an RBI triple by Nathan Cunningham as the 3-1 comes in high for ball 4. Anderson leads off the top of the 6th with a walk. The tying run aboard. The go-ahead run, and Colin McCormick to the plate, who hasn't gotten out today. McCormick has walked, been hit by a pitch, and singled and scored in the 2nd. Righty-on-righty matchup, 2-stride lead at first for Anderson. The first pitch home is fouled straight back. Fastball has definitely ticked down a couple miles per hour in velocity as Stillwell's over 50 pitches now. That was just 80 on the gun. Stillwell looks in and fires home. Swing and a miss. The changeup low in the zone was filthy. 1-1. Bautista and Cunningham on deck for the rush, trying to mount a rally here in the 6th. The 0-2 inside, nearly hit McCormick, who scooted out of the way, 1-2.
That was way inside. I cannot believe that didn't hit McCormick.
Yeah, that's almost one where it was a breaking ball, too, where some coaches would tell you to take it or tell you to get hit.
Yes.
It's a kind of coaching philosophy that definitely varies on the coaching staff. The 1-2. On the outside corner, strike 3 called. Fastball paints the strike zone, 1 away. McCormick down looking. The 5th strikeout of the afternoon for Stillwell. And Sam DiMatteo walking out to the bump now to have a word with Stillwell and the entire Lumberjacks infield. This is just a discussion, though. It's not a stalling tactic. No one is warming in the pen. This is Stillwell's game to try to close out at the moment. Alec Bautista, the catcher, is coming to the plate. Bautista's 1 for 2 today at a 2 RBI single back in the 2nd inning for the rush as part of a 4-run second. Walked in the 1st, grounded into a double play in the 4th. We have hit 110 degrees here today in Palm Springs. The Rush have a pitcher warming. We've hit over 2 hours, but in the end, it's up to the coaches and the umpire's discretion if we go the full 7 this evening. And with a tight ball game and 2 undefeated teams battling it out, wouldn't be surprised if we play another inning. On the other hand, it's 110 degrees outside. Alec Bautista is ready. The meeting is done. Ready on ready matchup. First pitch home, a fastball at 81 on the outside corner for a strike.
Yeah, that's a tough one if you're a hitter. Little off the plate, and the difference of the first pitch strike to 1-0. It's tough for Bautista.
Stillwell steps off, tosses back to first, and Anderson back to the bag. Hasn't shown much of a threat to steal. He is the tying run. Stillwell readies and fires. Fastball on the outside corner again for a strike. That strike zone's been a little bigger on that outside part of the plate. Both umpires in this doubleheader today. Carlos Hernandez behind the plate in Game 1. Ben Santag in Game 2 have called those pitches right on the outside black a strike. Stillwell ready, the 0-2. Check swing, pitch low, appeal down to the field umpire. He went around. Bautista couldn't hold up according to Alex Hernandez on the appeal. A huge second out. Back-to-back strikeouts, now the 6th of the afternoon for Caden Stillwell. And it's down to Nathan Cunningham, the second baseman here in the 6th. 7-6 lead for the Lumberjacks. 2 outs, a runner at first. The runner takes off. Here's the throw to second. It's wide of the second base bag into center field. Alley racing in to quickly corral it. Anderson will halt at second, but the tying run's in scoring position now for the Rush.
I'm surprised Anderson didn't take off earlier. Obviously, you have the top of your lineup, but with 2 outs, you might as well try to get into scoring position because, yeah, I have a feeling the Lumberjacks would be trying to play like a no doubles type of defense in the outfield.
They're a little bit back. The outfield a little back. The infield at normal depth. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Waved away at a fastball outside of the zone. Cunningham had an RBI triple in the 4th. He's 1 for 2 today. He also walked in the 2nd. Stillwell lunging down to get the sign. He has it. Peeks back at second at Anderson. The pitch. Fouled straight back. 1-2. Stillwell a strike away from striking out the side and keeping the Jacks in front in the top of the 6th.
That was a hanging breaking ball, and Stillwell got away with it. That thing was hanging up in the middle portion of the zone.
Stillwell will step out, wipe the sweat off his forehead, and look back in for the sign from the catcher, DeJournay. He's got it now, and the pitch. High for ball 2. DeJournay leaping out of his crouch to snare it. Lumberjacks 7, Rush 6, top of the 6th in a scheduled 7-inning ball game. Here's the 2-2. in front of home plate. Ball 3. Good stop by DeJournay. And the count is full. The cleanup batter, Christian Ingelow, 0 for 2, 0 for 3 make it. Reached on an error in the 4th. Is on deck. Full count. Anderson will go. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Stillwell fired up as he strides off the mound, screaming and fist-pumping high fives from his teammates as he strikes out the side in the 6th inning after the leadoff walk. We will play on, it appears. On we go, bottom of the 6th. A 1-run ball game. Don't go anywhere on the PSCL Broadcast Network. High drama here at Palm Springs Stadium as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. A 7-6 lead for the Lumberjacks over the Rush. One team is headed home undefeated. The other suffers their first loss of the season. It's a 7-inning ball game. Bottom of the 6th, the Lumberjacks would love some insurance before trying to close out the ball game in the top half of the 7th. They'll face a new pitcher, Joseph Cook, a righty who played last season at College of the Desert right here in the Coachella Valley. He is 6 feet flat, 200 pounds. He will face the bottom of the lineup for the Jacks, starting with Chris Cameron Tarling, the right fielder, on a righty-on-righty matchup. So Sam DiMatteo, who's in the other dugout for the Jacks, seeing one of his former players in Cook on the mound for the Rush, trying to keep it a 1-run ball game to the 7th. Darling is 0 for 2 today with a walk, and the first pitch shown from Cook is a fastball selling well high, 1-0. The 1-0 is a fastball right in the heart of the zone for a strike. 1-1. Cook from Rockford, New York. That's just northwest of New York City. Beautiful part of the country, the 1-1. Fouled straight back, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Oh, check it. He's from Rockford, Minnesota. Okay, not New York. Also a beautiful part of the country. A little bit cooler up there, though. Went to Rockford High School and redshirted this past year for College of the Desert. 2023 grad. 1-2, popped up, right side, foul territory, could be playable. Swat racing over and making the catch. Basket catch by Jake Swat. Or excuse me, by Caden Dawson. Great play by the first baseman and almost ran into his own dugout. His teammates kind of had to help stabilize him there. Back to the top of the order, and Binyam Gebhardt, the designated hitter for the Jacks, takes the first pitch strike from Cook. Gebhardt has reached all 3 times today. He has a single, a double, 2 runs, and a walk. It's been a great day at the office for the Jacks' leadoff designated hitter. 0-1. Fastball at the letters for a strike, 0-2. Cook, arm dangling from his side as he set up on the right side of the rubber. Fires home, fastball inside. He backs out of the way, 1-2. The 1-2. Curveball misses inside. Certainly slipped from the hands of Cook, who looked frustrated. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Be fair for a couple balls to slip on a 110-degree day here in the desert. Here's the 2-2 home. Inside and a full count to Gebhardt, who backed out of the way. Trying to reach all 4 times today. 7-6 lead for the Lumberjacks in the bottom of the 6th. They've scored in 4 of 5 innings today. 7 runs on 6 hits and an error. Rushed 6 runs on 5 hits, 1 error. The payoff home fouled straight back. Another payoff home. Lunged and lined into right. Over is Tarling to play it on a hop. Oh, it got by him. Rolled right under his feet. This is going to be extra bases for Gebhardt. He's going all the way to third and is out. Well, Angelo misplayed it in right field. It rolled right by him. Gebhardt with great speed tried to stretch it all the way to a single and then all the way to third, but thrown out on an excellent throw from Angelo and the tag from Duarte, and that's a big second out. That's a fun one for the score. A single in air and then thrown out at third. So it brings up Nick Eli, the shortstop, who's 0 for 3 today. Ready batter. Face the ready Cook. First pitch misses low, 1-0. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom 6. 7-6 lead for the Lumberjacks. The rush in the top of the 7th will have Angelo, House, Dawson. That's 4, 5, and 6. The 1-0 is popped up into left. Coming in Dalton. He slides and couldn't make the catch. It hit the turf. That ball died quickly, and Dalton got a glove on it, but just couldn't hold on.
Yeah, Dalton didn't sell that one super well. I think if he sells that, it's like, holds his glove, like I caught the ball, I think he might get that call. I mean, field I'm so far ways away.
Well, Ben Santak seemed to have a good eye on it, and right away he called it down. So Eli is aboard for the first time today, and it brings up Johnny Alley, the lefty center fielder. Alley's 2 for 2 today. It's single, double, hit by pitch as he takes the first pitch outside. Has an RBI and a run. On a productive day for the Lumberjacks offense. Trying to remain undefeated on the season. Their quest to repeat as PSCL champions. The 1-0. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Alley hopping out of the way to avoid being hit. Cook out of the stretch, peeking over his shoulder at first at Eli. And now he'll step off and lob it back to the bag. Final game of the day. We're past 2 o'clock here at Palm Springs Stadium. Final game of the day, at least in the PSCL. We're under 5 hours away from our night ball game. The Palm Springs Power against the Inland Valley Legends. The 2-0 fouled left side, 2-1. Expecting a big crowd out at the ballpark as the sun goes down for a Friday night party. The drinks will be cold. We've got a new classic premium margarita at the stadium that got rave reviews on Wednesday. It was flying off the shelves. It was a madhouse in concessions trying to get all the margaritas ready for the huge crowd that was here on Wednesday. The 2-1 outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Have you got a chance to try it yet, Adam?
I have not.
Well worth the taste. That'll be popular, as will be the cold beers, cold sodas, and delicious hot dogs tonight. So if you're in the area, we'd love to see you out at the ballpark. Time is called for the 3-1 pitch. Baseball, I don't know, again, how did that ball get on the field?
Did someone just throw it back? But also, how was it so quick? Didn't that land in, like, the parking lot?
Yeah, maybe someone from foul territory threw it back, and it went all the way back on the field. Had a couple balls appear from nowhere. It's been that kind of game, hasn't it? 3-1 to Alley. Inside, ball 4. Goes back to the backstop. Eli will jog down to second, and the Jacks just have a tenacious offensive approach and continue fighting here in the 6th inning. They've scored in 4 of 5 innings today and had a runner in scoring position in every single inning today. Eli at second, Alley at first, and Eric Areola, the third baseman, strides to the plate. 0-2 with a walk. The Rush would really like to keep this a one-run ball game and try to come from behind in the top of the 7th. Playing 7 innings today. What's been a splendid ball game. Ready on ready matchup. Cook comes home. A fastball right down the middle to Areola. No balls, 1 strike. Cook out of the stretch, twirls the ball in his hand, and sets at the belt. The pitch. Flied right side and out of play. And Areola's quickly in a hole, 0-2. Angulo, House, Dawson eagerly awaiting for the Rush in the top half of the 7th, trying to complete a comeback. It's been a back-and-forth ball game between the Rush and the Lumberjacks. Both teams have had leads. 4 lead changes. Oh, 2 coming to Areola. A kick and not a throw. Instead, a toss back to second as Eli steps back on the back.
Really smart play, though, just to toss it over. Make sure, first of all, you step off cleanly to make sure you avoid the balk. And if you throw it in a center field, I mean, Eli could be scoring from second.
So we'll try the 0-2 again. The pitch. Fastball outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Areola. Eli some insurance at second. Alley's over at first. One-two count, 2 on, 2 outs. Pitch home. Misses low. 2-2. Deuces abound. 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-2 count. Joseph Cook, off his first year at College of Desert, ready on the bump. The pitch. Outside corner, strike 3 called. Areola rung up, and Cook works a big scoreless 6th inning. Strands 2 on 2 hits. In the 6th, we head to the top of the 7th. Last call for the Rush. 7-6 Jacks on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Top of the 7th between the Lumberjacks and the Rush. It comes down to this between 2 undefeated squads to cap off day 3 of the Power Summer Collegiate League. Caden Stillwell, yeoman's work on the mound today. He entered in the 3rd. He's still in the 7th. He's limited the Rush to just 2 runs and put 3 zeros up on the scoreboard. He'll start his 5th and final inning of work against Christian Angelo, the right fielder who's 0 for 3 today. Lefty batter to face ready hitter. The first pitch home from the side armor, in for a strike on the outside corner. Nehemiah House, who has 2 walks and is 0 for 1 today, is on deck. Caden Dawson, the first baseman, who's 0 for 3, will follow. Middle of the order hasn't had a lot of success today for the Rush. The 0-1 misses inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kick and a throw. A fastball catches, well, it's called it as a strike on the outside corner. That one certainly seemed a little bit outside, but it's now 0-2 to Angelo. The pitch is well outside that one. 1-2.
Yeah, those first 2 pitches were 3 or 4 balls outside of the zone, I would say.
Well, it's been consistent today. Here's the 1-2. Grounded right side and foul. It's just something as a hitter you're going to have to adjust to. Certainly on a hotter day, you're typically going to see a bigger strike zone, and hot would be an understatement at 110 degrees. There aren't a lot of verbs or adjectives, I should say, to describe 110 degrees. Boiling, maybe? The 1-2. Fouled left side and out of play. And Angelo's fighting after falling behind in a hole. He's the tying run, and the go-ahead run's on deck. 7-6, Jacks lead, top of the 7th. Final inning of baseball here today in the PSCL between 2 undefeated sides. Another 1-2. Sails high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Certainly not like the Rush haven't had their chances. They've had a runner in scoring position the last 3 innings, but have just 2 runs to show for. Stillwell has struck out 7 batters. The payoff, swing and a miss, strikeout number 8. The fastball up. Stillwell has struck out 4 in a row, and that's all in his 5th inning of work on these hot temperatures. It has been an impressive work today by the Ventura College player. So 1 out, nobody on for Nehemiah House, who started pitching today for the Rush. He takes the first pitch low for a ball. Now at the DH position, he's walked twice and struck out in his only appearance against Stillwell. Stillwell working out of the windup. Will step off the mound, wipe off some sweat, and reset. Has the sign, turns and fires. Grounded, a high hopper over the head of Stillwell, charging in. Eli to glove it, throw to first, is in time. What a play by Nick Eli, the shortstop, for the 2nd out of the inning. That ball seemed destined for an infield single, but Nick Eli is a vacuum at shortstop.
That is a ridiculous winning play. There was no chance if Gutierrez fielded that he was going to be able to throw across his body. It had to be Eli from shortstop, took his momentum and made a great throw.
So now it's Caden Dawson, the lefty first baseman, who takes inside 1-0, and Stillwell is an out away from a remarkable performance to keep the Lumberjacks undefeated on the season. The 1-0 catches the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Stillwell turns, kicks, and throws. It sails high, 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs, bases empty, and it's out away from a Lumberjacks win as they lead 7-6 over the Rush. Stillwell turns and fires. Swing and a miss. Change up falls out of the zone, and the Lumberjacks are a strike away. 1-2 count to Dawson with the bases empty. Stillwell on the bump. Kicks and fires. High for ball 2. Stillwell is quickly ready to go on the bump. It's Dawson who steps into the batter's box last. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikes out Dawson. That's the ball game. What a performance by Caden Stillwell on the bump. He'll earn the win in 5 excellent innings and shuts out the Rush in the final 3 for a 7-6 victory for the Lumberjacks. What a game, Adam.
Just an unbelievable performance out of the bullpen from Caden Stillwell. I mean, how much more can you ask out of a pitcher? Really just shutting down a Rush team that was red hot at the beginning of this game. They scored 4 in the top of the 2nd, and a back-and-forth battle, and ends up being an instant classic. These are two of the best teams in the PSCL, possibly the top two teams. We'll see how they fare the rest of the year, but just an impressive win from the Lumberjacks.
7-6 the final score. The line for Caden Stillwell, certainly the player of the game. I think we both agree. 5 excellent innings, 9 strikeouts, just 1 earned run allowed. He allowed just 2 hits, 2 walks, and retired the final 6 batters that he faced to close out the rush, and the Lumberjacks win 7-6. The final totals from today's game: 7 runs on 8 hits, 1 error for the Lumberjacks, 6 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors for the Rush. The Lumberjacks improved to 3-0. The Rush suffer their first loss and fall to 2-1. Looking at the upcoming schedule for these teams, the Rush will be off tomorrow, get their first off day, while the Lumberjacks, in the midst of playing 5 in a row to start their season, they take on MLB DC China tomorrow morning at 8:30 on the backfield. Tomorrow here on the stadium, tune in starting at 9 o'clock on the PSCL Broadcast Network as check that, as the Blue Sox take on the Bootleggers at 9 o'clock, and then the Bombers take on the Coyotes at 11:30. We'd also love you to come out to the ballpark tonight. The Palm Springs Power are back in action at Palm Springs Stadium. City or Rancho Mirage night as they take on the Inland Valley Legends at 7 o'clock. You can also tune in on the Palm Springs Power YouTube channel. Adam, your final thoughts today before we sign off?
Just a heck of a game between two great teams. Some crazy, wacky things in the outfield, some great defense, great hitting, and just a terrific pitching performance.
The final score again, the Lumberjacks 7, the Rush 6, in a game time of 2 hours and 25 minutes and some of the hottest temperatures ever of 110 degrees Fahrenheit here at Palm Springs Stadium. For our entire crew up here in the broadcast booth all morning and turning to the afternoon, our data analyst and do-it-all wizard, Ethan Golmakaw, my partner, Adam Oppenheim. I'm Griffin Epstein saying so long from Palm Springs as the Lumberjacks take down the Rush 7-6.